Wess in brackets. The Jaehyun isn't cutting it. Now it's time to try the Azoth. And maybe if it goes horribly, we go back to it.
I understand the logic behind it too. You go for Greatsword, you whiff, congratulations. You're now getting hit by Lance Sidelight. It's hard to commit against the Lance. But what you do get though, not only with the bow, but with the axe, is that incredible punish game we've seen from people all day from the Rayman. This time, however, it's going to be HazardL piloting the Azoth.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how HazardL is able to use Azoth's unique signatures against how Wess can maneuver in the air with the Lance. But we have to have that matchup to happen to begin with. Right now we have Axe versus Bow, and the neutral sig spikes HazardL off the left side of the stage. And this could be the stock. It's definitely it. HazardL, no jumps available, and a quick early stock for Wess.
Yeah, Wess starting things off hot with not even wasting any time, going for multiple signatures. We saw the first one whiff, the second one connected, led to a stock. And that is a good way to establish some fear into what normally is the Azoth. They like to put out a bunch of signatures themselves to make it so you pump the brakes so they can approach for free. But what happens when Wess is doing it to you as well?
Yeah, the neutral sig from Macho Man in particular is a little scarier than Azoth when it comes to being up the side of the stage, because even though it hits you in the same threat area, Macho Man's will spike you down, and HazardL, my friend, we need to talk about what just happened for a second there. You had it. You had it. You had it already.
Why did you decide to give it to him as well?
Oh,
okay, so all right,
we got the answer.
Okay, we got we might have gotten the answer. So
yeah.
We will call that one unfortunate. I don't like to use that one too much, but for Wess, we take those. It is something that happened. You got to ride it out. Let's see if HazardL can rebound from that.
Yeah, just giving it a little bit of a moment to make sure that everything's okay, putting out some moves. There's the emote to signal that everything's okay. And we're back into the fray. Game one, a full stock advantage for Wess as the neutral light hits. Chain dodges forward. And HazardL is able to get the unarmed sidelight to stop the pressure Wess was putting out. And some damage now from the bow is being seen here as we get further into game one.
Exactly. HazardL has to play very careful right now, too. Wess has already revealed that he's been very aggressive, getting the back hitter recovery right there, trying to go for the ground pound, looking for HazardL. He dodges it, but also just dodging the back hitter recovery again.
Oh, nice attempt with the pivot neutral light there up the platform. That one doesn't hit through. Wess with the Lance Siders back and forth. Down light comes through. Oh, they're stacked on top of each other. HazardL realizing that uses Bow's best move while stacked, and that is the neutral air. Sends him up towards the top of the stage. And HazardL wants this stock here. Has to equalize it now. Recovery maybe does it against Macho Man. It's a tough call to make.
Yeah, it's kind of scary to want to go for that right there because Wess can punish that very hard as well with his own. But the weapon toss up is going to keep him safe. Just coming back in aggressively there. HazardL's getting a few punishes, but he's gotten so much damage on him in the midst of all that. It's going to be kind of hard to make a comeback at this point.
Oh, falling there from Wess, pivoting all of these, getting that extra damage on the Hazard. And there's the side air off the left side of the stage. It's 1-1. Wess has some pretty heavy hitting moves
just a few
to finish off the stock. But if HazardL can deny the weapons, that could be a pretty big deal. Sidelight. Oh, anything else? Oh, we almost dodged into it.
That almost worked too. Yeah. HazardL definitely almost jumped right into that. But now you can't make a mistake windows because that happens. The moment that he got caught, you're going to be at mercy of an axe side air. He was doing a good job of avoiding him as long as he can, but Wess capitalizes against first game.
Yeah, game one goes over pretty handily to Wess. We saw that neutral sig spike right there was beautiful off the left side of the stage. Hazard couldn't even make it back. And then we're going to get the stock off the left side where just can't touch back into the stage. And Wess going down at the same time as Hazard in the dash jump sider to finish it off as HazardL, when retreating there, Wess was using the axe a little bit like how Lance players like to chase people that are trying to run to the side of the stage, which is dash jump side air. He catches their jump, and you've got the stock. Yeah,
I mean, he's going to be committing still here. No switches up to Jaehyun just yet. Decided to rock it out here. I feel like outside of that mistake, it wasn't looking too bad. He actually was keeping it even, but the moment that the lead went into Wess's favor with a full fresh stock, it allowed Wess to play more passive with a burst range character, which makes you panicky because it's like, well, at some point he's got a sidelight at me, right? But he never did, and he just kept capitalizing on any time HazardL tried to push, and it worked out really well for Wess. It might not work out as well, though, with it being a very, fresh new game, no SDs involved.
Wow, I really am enjoying HazardL's bow play this game. He's already primed a fresh bow as well. I thought I was wrong. I really thought that he did, but no, he was over there on the bow. That time actually just denying all weapons from Wess entirely. Most of this damage from the bow here, and he went for a downlight, a nair, I think, but that downlight was like the closest downlight I've ever seen.
Yeah, that start was lasting for a good while there, too. Wess took an immense amount of damage and missed all that, so I think he's at mercy potentially to a recovery from Bo at this point, but that's going to be on HazardL not to get caught. He's going to be able to take him out off the top, at least finally with that one there.
Yeah, Wess going for some really hard reads with these charge signatures, and HazardL reacting accordingly and punishing. That time, the Bo neutral air being enough to take Wess off the top. And now Wess doesn't even have HazardL an amount of damage to where a side air would do it on either weapon. And that down sig catches Wess after the neutral light. What an option coming out from Hazard.
HazardL is capitalizing big on a lot of damage where Wess was kind of being that same issue from before. Sider's going to send him deep off stage, though. This is a good opportunity for Wess. Tries to go for the GC neutral light, but it misses. And he has a chance here. Sweat beads, weapon toss down. Tries to go for the follow-up. HazardL did get the wall touch. I thought he did not get the wall touch to miss that. He still lost the stock, but that was momentarily good defense.
Yeah, we've had too many moments today where we're just kind of like the player barely doesn't touch the wall, and we're getting used to it by now. But
a surprising amount today.
Yeah, Wess with that sidelight down air, bringing HazardL back to the side of the stage. Slide charge down sig after the Sair, and that neutral sig could have ended that stock there, and then recovery back swing. That's it, Wess. All that work. One move, you jump a little too soon, and you're out of there. He jumped and used his recovery.
Sometimes things are going so well for you that something bad has to happen. He won like 5 interactions straight, but after deciding to go off stage, gave up one opportunity for HazardL, and HazardL needs to take advantage of this because there's not been a large gap of difference for how long it takes for Wess to get back into it. The sider's not going to be enough there, but another one absolutely will take it.
Oh, he tries to side him to the side of the stage. The backswing of the recovery there gets him, and then the ground pound covers the entirety of Demon Island. Hazard goes down off the bottom of the stage. Really interesting edgeguard coming out from Wess there. He really wanted the side air, but even when that missed, he was able to get the return hits, and now we are in a one-on-one situation. Game 2. If Wess takes this, he brings it to a match point, but HazardL looking good to bring it to a tie game.
Yeah, super close right now, Taza. Definitely still very doable for HazardL as he has the damage lead right now. But the key factor is don't make the same mistake Wess did before. You're getting a lot of wins. Don't overextend because that's going to get you that back hit on the axe. That's going to make you get gimped. You do not want to do that. Yep. Then there's not going to be enough off the top, but he is doing a great job of getting the damage on.
And you can see that he's really actively playing around the way that you were talking about, which is that when he's getting those hits, he's getting his side light, he's getting his neutral light. Oh, Wess goes to the ground pound. He got the swing, the underhand swing of the recovery, and the nair. That's 2 nairs that game that were able to take off the top. And the damage numbers aren't even that crazy for that kind of game. Although so now the graph
separation of 8 damage. Like that's extremely close game.
But for a game where on Demon Island, Bo neutral air is taking Macho Man off the top twice, that's a lot of damage on 2 of those stocks.
Yeah, that was incredible from HazardL. I kept expecting HazardL eventually to go for the recovery read because Wess was jumping out of those spots a lot, but he kept covering with the nair and was working out. So now the switch up to Apocalypse, not feeling like that Demon Island pick was working out for him, but Wess, I still feel like is in such a good spot, even though he lost that game. He was in it the whole time. He doesn't let leads stay for too long, and this is also the person who's been at the top multiple times. So HazardL's got to be one to prove that he can keep this going.
Yeah, the bow that's being played by him so far has been looking great. Oh, I thought the recovery was going to hit there, but he does touch. Neutral light connects, went for a pivot down air, trying to catch Hazard staying grounded, but he doesn't choose to do so. And with the axe, oh man, it's so back and forth between these two on this first stock, but I still feel like Hazard has a... All right, well, the momentum just went away as I was saying the sentence. I was like, I feel like he has the momentum, but Wess is really putting the pressure on now.
Yeah, Wess is starting to actually get the wins, and he gets it where he needs it right there, closes out the first stock. I honestly, like, what does Wess need to do to get that dominant play that he had in the beginning? Because I think game 1 he looked so much cleaner, but HazardL's been adjusting a lot.
Bunch of I literally just mean like a bunch of Lance neutral airs that when he dash jumps it, he pivots it. I say that kind of like in a way where it's like it doesn't matter if it hits, but what I noticed when he had a lot of pressure on HazardL in game number 1, it was when he was putting a lot of that Lance pressure out with sidelights and nairs, where HazardL couldn't feel comfortable playing on the ground, which I feel like he likes to be. And that down down sig. What is that?
Yeah, that's just barely missed KOing.
And he just barely missed it, or barely didn't miss such a. Wait, whoa.
Oh, you are a genius. Look, that was one of those plays. No. Hear me out.
Okay.
That was one of those plays that you look like a genius if it works, but you look like a whole fool if it doesn't. It worked out.
It's like when we were casting that gravity cancel neutral sig and he just dies the gauntlet recovery in the EU. But this time, let me be clear, Wess, if he did not hit the neutral sig, was gone.
Yep.
And it was because HazardL wanted to end the stock that it worked, and he's also alive.
And now, congratulations, you have now joined the highlight reels of the dev stream and later on in the week.
Oh, man.
Wes hanging out over on the side, charging.
Oh, the Nairs.
This could be all right, it's not going to be 3 stock. The Nair's going to come through and get him to stock. HazardL needs a big play right now.
Yeah. Wess, incredible there on that second stock. The neutral sig baiting HazardL into losing that stock, giving the chase dodge to come back to the stage. And now 2 stocks to 1. Wess gets a sidelight neutral air, and the recovery just barely misses. But that second Nair and a neutral light means that the damage is all but in Wess's favor to end the game. There's the ground pound to finish it off as he goes to match point.
Yeah, we're gonna take a real quick look back at how close this was to being a Wess stock being just
he
gone.
fastballs down pretty far. That down air was like it was wild. And here I'm like, oh, Wess is done for, right? He can't even dodge straight up. And HazardL, so that down air wasn't so crazy. If he wasn't certain if the dodge up was going to save him or not, that down air was perfect. And so Wess in that moment went, I'm just going to gravity cancel neutral sig. I think he's going to cover my dodge. And he was absolutely right. That was a read upon another read. Because when we say bet at all, you cannot bet more than your entire stock off of
that was all in. And now we're going all in here with the JU. And it has finally shown back up. The Great Sword has appeared with a wider stage. Even though the platform is going to move around, if you're going to put all your chips on the table, it's about time you put it on your main.
Oh, and Wess now putting out on with his axe is trying to fight back, and here is okay. So I was thinking about that.
I was not paying close enough. That's actually not.
Yeah, that is Magyar. And when you said it, I was just kind of like, I wasn't sure until the hammer picked up, but I was like, yeah, I can always tell when it's a Magyar thing.
The main reason why I got mixed is because the JU costume he uses also has the cloak.
Yeah, it has the cloak, and also every greatsword player loves using that Skyforge greatsword.
That is true. That is true.
But anyways, we're going into this game number 4, and Wess goes up for the neutral signature, doesn't quite hit it. Already behind in damage for HazardL, as that neutral light stops Hazard from getting the down air onto the stage, and the weapon throw forces the dodge. Oh, is that it?
Yeah, I don't think. Okay, uses. Oh wait, he gets back on, but Wess kind of just lets him do it.
That's so sick. Using Magyar's gravity cancel neutral signature to get the distance, and then the rest of the float down to the platform. He still survives because of that.
I don't think that he makes it. Like the drift down, he probably doesn't touch the wall if that platform's not there. So
yeah.
Like HazardL gets to hold on to the stock a little bit longer. He's throwing for the sidelight, but he gets hit trying to go for the mix-up. Wess having absolutely nothing to do with that.
Yeah, that down sig takes him off the top right of the side of the stage, and weapon comes in. It's the hammer. Sidelight once. Doesn't get anything else off of it. And Wess, with the lance, is trying to get his own sidelight openers. Only those could lead into potentially a lot more, unless you're kinda. In which case, that hammer sidelight is actually an opening for a ton of combos. But Wess, so much damage coming out here in game number 4 as he's trying to get this 3-1 and go into the elimination final.
Yeah, Wess did an incredible job of just dodging literally everything. And now, for HazardL, like, you need to get this stock on ASAP. Wess has been holding on to this for a while. He's staying unarmed because he's just trying to get extra damage on. Now he's going to get the axe, but at least he'll still have the lance primed because the lance is really what did a majority of the dodging and the damage at last stock.
The great sword Nair there taking him off the top. Whoa, was Wess going to get a double delay ground pound here? He's looking for it. Oh, he chases him all the way down, dodges the side air from the great sword, and a nice gravity cancel neutral lights, getting that finisher right away from HazardL to get some damage onto Wess. And he makes it back to the stage, but he can't get the stock, and Wess is looking for that finisher.
Yeah, Wess is looking for one mistake out of HazardL. HazardL really can't play grounded safely because when he does those sidelights, he's going to get covered by Wess on the cross-up, weapon toss up. That's a lot of resources gone. He's going to do the same thing he did before, but it's not far enough.
Probably his best bet. That sends you a little bit farther in the sky than a diagonal dodge, but yeah, Mammoth Fortress platform not playing around that time. It's on the other side of the stage. He can't make it back, and Wess is 1 stock away from knocking HazardL out of the Spring Championship.
Yeah, Wess hanging out here on a game lead. Let's see if he can shut it down here. HazardL hoping to get himself back into the game, but
they're both just looking for the first opportunity to go in there. Oh, he went in for the bridge. Okay, nice. Gets the sidelight finisher. Has the hammer. Primes a great sword. Now Wess goes in, dashes forward with the neutral, but the down air hits beneath the platform, then lands on the platform.
He's going for a lot more downers compared to the early stocks. He barely went for that. Just kept going for sidelights to find openers, but that's like the 4th or 5th downer we're seeing hit. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's another one.
So it's a huge deal. If he could get a rising down air here, it will combo into the neutral air and will take Wess off the top, and he's looking for that. But the recovery is good too. That's fine. HazardL really coming back here in game number 4 as Wess has been struggling to get anything started.
Now, do all those down airs lead to actual sidelights getting openings? Because before he kept getting sidelight and getting no follow-up. He had to close it out on one of them to finally get some damage. But like Wess has got to be thinking about the fact he was jumping around him now. He's starting to get a couple strings in here.
Recovery hits. Wess goes for the weapon throw, forces the dodge, puts a spot dodge on the ground. Side air, side air. Wess goes for the 3rd, and HazardL doesn't even have the drift. He needed to do his patented gravity cancel neutral sig. Otherwise, he was never going to get the drift to make it back. I can't believe how many jumps he got him out of.
Oh, my goodness. What incredible coverage there from Wess, and what incredible coverage to get himself back into the, well, actually, not back into, get him another W to get him into the Elimination Finals.
Oh, yeah, look at that gravity cancel neutral sig. It's what I was talking about, because even though in that replay he didn't get saved, he did get saved there on the other side of the stage. Here would have been a perfect time. Actually, would it have been? I think if he gravity cancel neutral sig, the land side air hit.